Good morning. Just waiting for people to log in. I'll get my music on and I'll just make sure that everybody is redirected here so we can get started. Give me just a moment. Hi, good morning, Mandy. How are you? Just give me maybe just a few more minutes since I'm redirecting. For some reason, Facebook wanted me to download something and they wanted me to create some type of chat room, so I got to figure that all out. Facebook. Oh, yay. Okay. All right, we're going to get started. How's that sound, Zuzu? All right, so I've been kind of a little sore the past few days, so I'm just going to kind of keep this low and chill, give us some good movement, kind of focusing on more restorative. I finally was able to see my chiropractor for the first time yesterday. So I can't move in some ways. We all may be feeling like that. But I'm going to do my best to get you guys feeling good. Okay, so let's come to our mat. We're going to start with child's pose. Come all the way down. Now you can have your knees as wide as you like or together. And come all the way down nice and slow, forehead down to the mat. Hands can be out in front of you, or they can be behind you if you have shoulder problems. Taking a nice big deep breath. Exhale. Forehead all the way down. Now, I like to do a side child's pose. So if you want to move your arms off of your mat in one direction and get a nice side stretch, breathe into your lateral ribs from here. Take a nice big deep breath in and all the way out. One more breath. Come back to the center and then move your arms off your mat the opposite direction and breathe into that side space as well. Come all the way back into child pose. Come onto your elbows and onto your hands. We're going to move into downward dog. You can put your toes on your mat. Rock a little bit here on your knees and on your toes. Keep those toes flexed. This helps just get a little bit of motion into your spine. And when you're ready on this next one, lift up into your downward dog. Make sure that your hands are underneath your shoulders. Neck is long. Your heels can be up as you bring your belly up towards the ceiling. And then you can slowly start to drop your ankles. You can even walk your dog. Get some movement into your ankles. Breathe into your downward dog. Big inhale all the way in. And exhale. All right. Drop your heels as much as you can. From here, we're going to bring our right foot up in between our hands. And kind of sit with this for a moment. Just see how your hips feel. I want your hips to be squared. And then I want you to drop your heel back like this. Kind of bounce on that back heel, slow and in control. When you feel comfortable, I want you to come up. Now, if this is where you're at today, that's okay. I really want you to focus on just putting your hips right in front of you. We are getting a nice long stretch here on this part of the body. And you can't see my head, but if you can put your hands up and bend back a little bit, get a nice stretch here. You can always stay down here on your legs, or you can come down. All right, bring your right foot back into your downward dog. Bring your belly up to the ceiling. Nice long stretch. Bring your left foot in between your hands. And then bounce here on that back heel as well. And if you feel safe, you can come up to your knee and you can stay right here. With the balancing, it's good to maybe focus on one spot on the floor if you have a hard time balancing here. Make sure that your hips, like this back hip or this back leg, is pulled back. It's not pulled forward. Make sure everything's even. Arms up, and you can lean back if you need to. Get a nice long stretch here. Hands all the way down. Come back to your downward dog. One more deep breath in. All the way out. Come down to your knees. Your knees are going to be hip width. Your hands are going to be underneath your shoulders. So from here, we're going to kind of do a little bird dog. This is good for just feeling your spine. And this is also really restorative for any type of lower back pain. Sorry, let me start over. Bring just your leg out. And I want to make sure it's not all about height. It's more about your hips. And I don't want your hips to be uneven. So make sure that your hips are even. Bring back in the right knee. Bring out the left knee. Drop your leg down just a little bit. Just make sure that your hips are even. Now we're going to do opposite leg, opposite arm. Make sure those hips are stable. And you're holding with your belly. Bring those legs in. Stretch out your opposite leg and opposite arm. And what this is doing is this is really working your spinal column muscles and helping to build strength. A lot of times we have one part of our spinal column that is tight. So this is really good as far as strengthening your back. Okay, come to your knees, facing me. We're just going to check in with our breath work. Put your hands on your lower ribs, and I want you to take in a nice big deep breath. And your hands are going to separate, and then you're going to exhale and bring your hands together. It's almost like we're putting on a corset here. Taking another nice big deep breath in. Shoulder blades are rolled back and down. And exhale. As you exhale, your belly button is going to go back and up. Almost like we're pulling up with an elevator. Let's take it another nice big deep breath. Great. Moving on to our roll up. We're going to start with bent knees. And you're going to hold on to the backs of your legs here. I'm going to move my dog so you can see what I'm doing. She's lost in here because I took out her chair. Yeah. All right, so come here, sweetie. Sit down right here. All right, you're going to hold onto your knees. You're going to sit up tall, crown towards the ceiling. You're going to gaze in front. Shoulder blades are going to roll down on your back. From here, your feet are going to be anchored onto the mat, and you're going to slowly roll back and then roll back up. We're turning on your abs. It seems like a subtle movement, but it's actually your abs that are doing a lot of this work. Make sure you protect your lower back. Taking a nice big deep breath. And exhale. Roll all the way back. And now we're going to hold here. If you need to move your feet closer, you can, but make sure your feet are anchored. Gaze is forward, neck is long. Your back feels protected. You can always kind of shift the angle of your sacrum. Everybody's sacrum is shaped a little different. Main thing is you are using your abs to hold your body like this. If you go down a little bit lower, it'll be harder. And maybe you're just here today, and that's okay. Keep breathing. Exhale, pull those abs in. Come all the way up. Crown to the ceiling. Shoulder blades roll down. We're going to come all the way down. We're going to go further. Go a little bit further. Try not to collapse. Oh, I collapsed. And then come back up. Breathe in. Exhale, we're going to go a little bit further down. Come all the way down. Legs are going to go straight. Check in with your body and how your lower back feels on the mat. When you are laying straight on the mat, and what is called neutral spine in Pilates is where your sacrum is hitting, you have a nice lower back curvature. I often say that there's like a strawberry or a blueberry underneath your back here, and to try to not squish it. You do always want your lower ribs to touch the mat. Shoulder blades are pulled down. In Pilates, we talk about a powerhouse being here in your abs. The second powerhouse is coming right here at the bottom of our shoulder blades. That one is a powerhouse I'm currently still working on. Neck is going to be long. You have that nice curvature under your spine, and then the back of your occiput is touching the mat as well. Place your hands on your ribs, taking another nice big deep breath. And exhale, corset those ribs together. Bring your belly button back up and in. Pilates is all about breath work. Breath work is really great at a time like now because we're working our lungs, making sure our lungs have full capacity. Taking another nice big deep breath. Exhale. Arms are going to come up to the ceiling. We're going to inhale our arms over our head. Arms are stretched down by our ears. Shoulder blades are pulled back. We are going to go into roll-ups. And if you need help coming all the way, we're going to pretty much be rolling our spine all the way up into a seated position. You can always grab onto your legs to help assist you into this. Exhale as you lift your arms up. Slowly peel your legs up as you sit up tall, and you're going to reach over by your feet. Exhale as you're pulling your belly button back, almost like somebody's hugging you and pulling this part of your body back as you are reaching forward. Breathe here, taking a nice big deep breath. Exhale as you reach forward just a little bit further. Inhale, stack up tall, and slowly start to articulate each vertebrae down. And that is the hard part with the roll-ups. Arms are going to come up over your head. Inhale. Exhale as you articulate each vertebrae up. This is really about the abs helping the spine come all the way down, slow and controlled. you can really see where your spine and your abs have a little bit of a disconnect. And I like to count when I do this. And if I can't sleep at night or if I'm feeling really stiff, this is kind of my go-to exercise. We're going to come all the way down. We're going to do one more. And I like to count 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 is my tough spot in my back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as long as you know where your back is during this exercise, will help you get through it. And just by doing this for over a year, I can touch my feet, the bottoms of my feet easily, which I haven't really ever been able to do my whole life. So there's progress to be made. All right. Now we're going to do, let's roll all the way down. And I want you to bring your legs zipped together. Feet are going to be flexed. You're going to be almost pushing those thighs in together. Hands are going to come on top of each other. Hands are going to come back here behind your occiput. You're going to be holding your head. Now, as you're holding your legs together, you're going to curl up just so your shoulder blades are up off of the mat. You're going to feel your abs turn on for this. You can hold here, breathe into it. Push your head almost back into your hands to add a little bit of stability. And then if you can come up more with your exhale, come up more. This is about where I'm at today. If you can come up further, that's great. Once you're up, we're going to just rotate. Come back to the center. Inhale. Rotate to the opposite side. Inhale back to the center. Make sure that you're at the tips of your shoulder blades. All right, bring your head all the way down. And then grab your right knee. Bring your knee into your chest for a little bit of a stretch. Bring your right leg down. Bring your left knee up. Get a little bit of a stretch here. And then I would like you to bring both legs into tabletop. Tabletop is where you are 90 degrees here and you're 90 degrees at your hips. If you cross your legs, that is a lazy way of doing it. You can always extend your legs out to make it harder. But right here, we'll just stay at tabletop, almost like we're putting a cup of tea here. Head is lowered. Arms are going to come out to a T. And we are going to inhale while our knees are at the center. And we are going to exhale, drop our legs down to the opposite side. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale, have your abdomen lift your legs up to the center. Exhale as you drop your legs to the opposite side. Make sure that your knees are even and that they're not sliding forward or behind. Make sure that your knees are even as they're dropping. Taking a breath here. Exhale. Inhale as you bring your legs back up to the center. Inhale, and then exhale as you drop your knees to the opposite side. This is called tick-tock. Inhale back up to the center. Exhale as you drop your legs to the opposite side. Okay, we're still going to be in tabletop for this next exercise. I'm going to bring my dog over here. Okay, moving into hundreds. Now, hundreds is all about your abs and you protecting your head and neck. If at any time you have any neck pain or back pain, you can always bring your head and neck down. Coming into hundreds, make sure that your shoulder blades are rolled down. Legs are going to come into tabletop. Hands are going to be palm down by your hips. As you curl up, gaze is going to be at your belly. Now, if your belly is loafing up like a piece of bread, then you need to come back down, reset, do your Pilates breath, pull that belly button back towards your spine, lift back up, check your form, your abs are lifting your head. Neck is long, space is in between your chin, gaze is down, you're gonna pump your arms. And you're gonna breathe in for 5, exhale for 5. Exhale. Inhale for 5, exhale for 5. Now, if you're feeling strong, bring your legs out into a 45 degree, keep that lift. You can always come back here. And then if you are having any pain, you can always bring your head down. Stay lifted. If you're in the 45, bring one knee in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and alternate. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring one knee in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on down. Make sure you're even on your leg stretches if you were doing the alternating legs in and out. All right, that one's hard. That one is a good warm up, really gets your core going. Okay, same thing, we're gonna bring our hands back up to the back of our occiput. You're gonna hold the back part of your head here. You're gonna curl up. And we are gonna bring our legs into tabletop. Now we're gonna be kind of doing like this side sit-up, where you're gonna be bringing your armpit to the opposite side of your body. But, you know, it's not just a crisscross like sit-up. It is a little bit smaller of a movement. Really just notice that there's a string between your hip and your shoulder, and it's tightening as you bring it over. All right, come all the way down. Let's reset. And in Pilates, you're only supposed to do about 7 of these motions. It's not like a 20 rep game. Actually, beginners can do 4 and experts can do about 7 to 10. So if you can only do 4 of these, that's normal. And it's more about your body being protected. Slowing down the motions and doing it with control will make it harder. Okay, bring your legs back up to tabletop. Curl up. Let's bring that armpit to the opposite hip. Now we're going to integrate legs if you feel comfortable. Stretch out the opposite leg. And then opposite leg. Stay up all the way if you can. Sorry, Susan. I'm blowing in her face. All right, come on down. Oh, that one is difficult. Okay, so if you have a ball or a cushion, you can use like a kid's ball. I'll show you the type of ball size that we can use. You can use this, or you can use like a couch cushion, ball about this size. I don't actually have my couch cushion in here to kind of help resemble what we need. You can even use like a rolled up blanket, anything that you can push on to kind of add a little bit of resistance. So we're going to be pushing that with our knees. Roll all the way down. Bring your feet close to your bottom. Shoulder blades are going to be rolled down. Neck is going to be long. Make sure that your feet are within your hip width. And if you don't have a ball or a cushion or anything, you can just use the width of your fist. Put that in between your knees. Okay, squeeze into your ball. And we're just going to do a little pelvic tilt. So what we're doing is we're flattening that strawberry I talked about. So we're just pushing our hips back and then coming forward. Pushing our hips back, coming forward while we are squeezing in on the ball. And that's turning on our internal thighs, which helps with our pelvic girdle and our hips and our lower back. We're just going to do a few more pulses here. Hands are going to come down and we're going to move into a full bridge. Squeeze into your ball if you have one. Slowly start to articulate each vertebrae up. And once you're up, taking a nice big deep breath and exhale. And I want to make sure that you're not popping here on your lower ribs. Make sure that they're tight and that your belly is tight, your hips are even. Taking a deep breath. And then slowly start to articulate each vertebrae down. Taking another nice big deep breath. Come all the way up. And then start to articulate each vertebrae down. What this does is this helps you build a relationship with each vertebrae in your back, and you start to learn where you're stuck and where you have some pain. And then it also helps you control your spinal movement with your abdominal muscles. We'll do one more of this normal one. Come all the way up. Keep squeezing in that ball. And then articulate each vertebrae down, slow and control. Now this next one, we are going to lift the lower part of the leg as you're squeezing in, or you can just do it without squeezing into a ball, which will be harder. With your leg extended out, you are going to lift your back and then slowly articulate each vertebrae down. Switch to the opposite leg. One leg might be stronger than the other. This is difficult. If you can just try it, and if you just get your spine up off the ground, even an inch, it's training your body. Come all the way down before you lower your leg. Lift your leg before you lift up into that bridge. Lift that leg. Let's try it on the other side again. And then come all the way down. It really shows you where you're unstable and where you need to build strength. Lift the opposite leg. Last one for this. And then come all the way down. Good. Even if it's a small movement, it's a good way to kind of learn about the strength of your pelvic girdle and your glutes and your sacrum. Okay, grab your legs, come all the way up to a seated position. We're going to be moving into a swan prep. So you'll be laying on your belly. Come onto all fours, whichever is the easiest for you. Come down onto your elbows. Lower your body all the way down onto the mat. The tops of your feet will be pressed into the mat. Your pubic bone is going to be pressed into the mat. Hands can go into like a little triangle in front of you, and I just want your head to rest down on the mat. We're just going to do some lifts here. If you don't like the triangle arms, you can always just straighten your arms like this. And focus on doing, when your head's down, do one Pilates breath. Make sure your lips or your feet are hip width apart. And press the tops of the feet into the mat. Pull your belly as you come up. Come all the way down. Lift up again. Now, if you're having any back pain, don't come up so high. And really, let's do one where you're not using your belly. You'll feel that in your lower back more. If you come back down, reset, exhale, pull that belly button in, you're going to feel how your abs are supporting your back as you come into that extension. All right, bring your arms out just a little bit more forward. You're going to prop up. Now, you can't have a lazy belly. You're going to have to hold your belly. Push that pubic bone into the ground. Let's start with one leg. You're going to bend your heel. It's going to come towards your butt, and you're going to bump it twice. Bump, bump, and it's going to come back down. Gaze is forward, down at your thumbs. Bring the opposite leg up. Foot is flexed, and you're going to bump it. You're going to feel that stretch in your quads, kind of in your upper front hip flexor area. Flex that foot and bump it. And it's just bringing it up and feeling that stretch feels good to you. You don't have to bump it. Something about doing the bump is kind of getting these little cells in your muscle. I think the Golgi apparatus, whatever, that will help train your muscles into realizing that they can stretch. Usually you have to add some resistance, but this is a good way to kind of get in there and work with those on a cellular level. All right, let's bring our left foot up. Foot is flexed. Bring your right arm kind of more center midline, so you are resting on your elbow on the center midline. You're going to reach around, grab this back foot. Gaze is still going to be forward. You're going to get a nice stretch if you push your hand into your back foot. Still make sure that your abs are supporting your back. And if you're really flexible, you're going to be able to get that knee up off of the mat while you're pulling. Breathe into that. Exhale as you bring your hand down safely and your foot down at the same time. Bring the elbow a little bit more midline as you reach around, grab for that right foot. Gaze is going to be forward. Press your foot into your hand as you are getting a nice stretch in that hip area. If you can raise that foot a little bit, make sure you are also supporting your lower back. You should have no lower back pain while you're getting this stretch. It's funny, if anything, I'm getting like more of a stretch in my bicep, meaning my biceps are tight. Gaze is down. One more breath. Pull that belly in for no back pain as you slowly drop that foot and swing your hand in front. All right, we are going to move into side lane. We're going to start with an arm stretch first. So come onto your side. I'm going to have to probably move my dog. Come over here. Okay, we're going to start a little different with our side lane this week. So come onto your side. You can rest on your arm. For this one, I'll have you rest down on your arm. Your knees are going to be bent into a 90 degrees. And you're still going to be doing your Pilates breath. You're still going to corset here. You're going to pull your belly button back and up. We're going to bring our arm up to the ceiling. We're going to drop it towards the floor. Run your fingers across the floor. Bring them back up to the ceiling. And you are going to rotate that arm, holding your head, supporting your head with your arm as you stretch back, keeping those knees on the floor, getting a nice side stretch. Breathe into that hip space. Exhale. That's where you're using your abs. Bring your arm all the way up, coming all the way down, stretching your arm along the carpet. Coming all the way back up. Last one, we're going to drop our arm back behind us. Support your head with your hand. Keep those knees glued down if you can. If they come up a little bit, that's okay. I'd rather you just not get hurt. Come all the way back up. This hand is going to come down in front of you to support you for our leg series, side leg series. If you need a pillow or a ball, you can grab whichever one is easiest for you. Legs are going to kick forward. They're going to be slightly bent forward. You're going to also be doing that Pilates breath, so you're going to be pulling in your belly button back, hand down in front of you or on your hip, whichever is easiest for you. Hips are going to be stacked on top of each other. Lift your top leg, flex your foot, kick your foot forward to where you are not collapsing in your hips. Point your foot as you push it back. And don't go back too far. Kick forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. And what this is feels like a nerve stretch to me. Because we have all these lower leg nerves. And with the pointing and the flexing of the foot, and also with our abs holding our the stability of our core. Okay, we're going to move into bicycle. Knee to your nose. Push down with your foot. Bring it all the way back up behind you. Slow and control. Knee to your nose. Push down, slow and control. Okay, now we're going to come over the opposite foot. We're going to flex our foot. Sorry, let's point our foot. We're going to do little teacup circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Focus on the stability of your hips. Pull that belly button in. 5, 8, 9, 10. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't stop. Flex that foot, and then we're going to bat it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't stop. We're going to bend our knee. We're going to open it this way, and then we're going to kick back. 1, knee to nose, kick back. 2, knee to nose, kick back. 3, kick back. And then we're going to finish by bringing our knees together. We're going to do some clamshells. Or I think that's what they call these, clamshells. So we're just going to open and close. This is going to turn on that glute area just a little bit more. All right, let's switch to the other side. So the other side, we are going to we're still going to be on our arm. You can set your pillow or your ball off to the opposite side. Knees are going to be bent at a 90 degrees. Hips are going to be bent at a 90 degrees. Your top arm is going to come up towards the ceiling. You're going to drape it down along the floor. You're going to push it along the floor. Get a nice stretch there. Inhale as you bring it up to the ceiling. Hold your head as you support your arm going all the way back. Get a nice stretch there. Keep your knees in line with each other as you come back. Breathe into that side space. I'm getting more of a stretch here in my pecs than anything. I'm going to just breathe right here. This is my sore arm today. Taking a nice big deep breath. Exhale, use your abs as you come back up. Arm all the way down. Slide along the carpet for a good stretch. Come all the way back up. Hold your head as you exhale all the way back. One more. Slide your hand all the way down on the carpet. Come all the way up to the ceiling. Okay. Grab your ball or your pillow, oops, if you need one. To do your side laying series, stay on that same side that we're on. Hand is going to come down in front. Make sure that you pull your abs in. Arm can go underneath. You can support here by holding onto your hip, but I feel like you get better support if your hand is down in front of you. Legs are going to be straight and hinged forward slightly. You're going to be pulling your lower ribs together, kind of like a corset, belly button back, almost like you're going to create a space here. You're actually holding your belly up. Lift your leg up to hip height. Flex your foot forward. Breathe back. Flex your foot forward. Keep those hips nice and stable. This side may feel a little different than the other side, and that's okay. Keep those abs pulled in. Take it a little bit further without compromising your stability. Okay. Now we're going to do bicycles. Bring that knee to your nose. Push down with your heel like you're pushing through peanut butter. Kick back up, slow and control. Everything in line. Try not to dip a joints down or in front of each other. Just keep everything in line. Back up. Sorry, I don't know why Zuzu's so neat today. Okay. Now, come over your opposite leg and circles. Teacup circles. Your foot is going to be pointed. Oh, and it might be really sore just because we did the other side. Don't stop. Reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then we are going to bat. So flex your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend those knees. Come on down. Ouch. Bring your knees back up to your 90 degrees. Hand is down to support. We're still holding with our belly. We're going to move into clams. 1. This will just turn on kind of a different part of our glute muscle that we were not just working. This is kind of more of your gluteal medius area. Okay. All right. Grab your ball or your pillow out from underneath your head. I just got an alert, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Okay, we're going to finish up doing some single leg stretches. So we'll be rolling all the way down onto our backs. And we'll be moving our legs into a tabletop. And you're going to be curling up onto your shoulder blades. We're going to grab one knee as we stretch the opposite leg out as though we are pushing on a button. And we're going to exhale. We're going to go add some motion into this. Make sure that you're curled up, gaze is at your belly, and you are lengthening that leg as you are pulling it in. Neck is long, shoulder blades are rolled down. Grab your knees, bring your head down, drop your feet down to the mat. We'll get a quick reset. Exhale. Now we're going to move into double leg stretch. Legs will come into tabletop. Make sure that your pelvis is nice and supported. You're going to curl all the way up, shoulder blades off, neck is long. Bring your knees in towards you. You're going to open your arms and legs at the same time. Scoop around. Exhale as you bring them back in. Open. Gaze is at your belly. Open. Close together as you come in. Inhale as you open. Close as you come down. If you're feeling adventurous, you can open your legs wide, bring it all together, come back down. Stay lifted. One more. And then roll all the way down. Again, you're only supposed to do about 7 of these. Okay. We are going to grab onto our shins, come up to a seated position. We're moving into seal. Seal is great because it kind of helps you massage your back a little bit. All right, so you can either grab onto your shins here, depending on breast tissue, belly tissue, also level. Let's just start with this real quick. Keep the soles of your feet together. Gaze is down at your belly. Your back is going to be in a C curve, okay? And just balance. You don't have to do anything else but balance right here. Make sure that there's plenty of mat behind you if you're going to roll. Make sure your dog's not behind you. Inhale and then exhale as you come all the way back. Come all the way up. You're only supposed to roll to your shoulder blades. And try not to have your feet touch. Okay. Now, moving into seal, you thread your legs through, you thread your arms through your legs, hold onto your feet, and you can have them touch. Make sure your spine is in a C curve. That's what makes it harder. Then you're using your abs to sit like this. And if this is where you're at today, then that's okay. And if you feel safe, you can roll back, come back up, and then you clap your feet. You have to make the seal noise. It's just mandatory. Try to keep the diamond when you come back the same size. That's also difficult. Okay, from here, I want you to bring your arms on top of your ankles, still balancing. You can make your spine tall. And you are going to stretch one leg out if you can. Still balancing. Bring that leg in. Stretch out the opposite leg. Come back in. Now try doing both. And you can grab down here at your knees. And then you can rock back if you feel safe. Ooh. Come back up. If you can come back up with your legs straight, it's perfect. Oh, so hard to do. You can always just hold like this and toe tap. All right, bring your feet down. Roll your shoulders. I'm going to get on my knees from here. All right, so you're up on your knees, and I'm going to have you bring one arm down. You can kind of get into that the best way you can. I want your arm to be out in front of your shoulder ever so slightly. Your top leg is going to come out in front of you. Now, you can bring your arm up. You can leave it on your hip. What we're doing is we are just going to lift this leg. Gaze can be down. Neck is long. You can do all types of things here, but for me today, just getting in this position and lifting my leg is all I have today. You can put your arm up, lift, hold, come back down. All right, and then we can do a side stretch where you're gonna have this other arm meet this arm and get a little stretch. Breathe into that side body. Drop your opposite hand. This leg is gonna come out like a kickstand. Put this position of this arm in front of your shoulder. Hand can come up. There we go. Make sure your hips are even. And then just lift that leg. You can, I like to look down at my hand. That's where I feel more comfortable. If you feel like you can do kicks, you can do more than just hold your leg. I encourage you to, but where I'm at today, I can barely just hold my leg. 1, 2, 3, come down. Lift up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring that knee in. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna do a nice side stretch. Get that side body open. Okay, come on into a seated position, whichever way is easiest for you to get out of that. Bring your feet in front of you. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of a foot massage at the end. So grab your feet. And I just want you to start where your big toes are. Go down to the balls of your feet, and we are just going to rub our feet. Work your thumbs down to the arches. I like to hug on the bottoms, on the bottom outside ridges with all 4 fingers. You can stretch your toes up and down. And then grab one heel. I like to just kind of rowboat. This is called a rowboat for me and my kids. And then just grab your heel and rub your heel. And then I want you to rotate your ankle. And then we're going to work up our tibialis anterior. Put your thumbs right here on the inside of your shin bone and kind of just do a gentle rolling motion. Stretch this leg out straight, pull up, You can use what I call bear claws. So you put your knuckles like this, pull up your leg. Opposite foot, let's put this foot, rowboat it over. Make sure you get those arches. Pinch the heel with your hand. Make sure you get the heel, and then rotate the ankle. It's really good for you to grab in between the two ankle bones, the malleolus, and rub all that area in between your foot and your ankle. And then your thumbs are going to push on the inside of your shin bone. You can even pinch the back of your calf. Put this leg out in front of you. Bear paws. Pull all the way up. Get that IT band. Okay, and then you can go back into crisscross. And then grab your hand out in front of you. Get a nice stretch. Okay. Get a nice stretch. Flip palm down. Palm up, I guess. Fingers down. Get a nice stretch. Bring this arm in front of your body. Get a nice stretch here in the shoulder. Same thing, fingers up. Opposite hand. Fingers down. Ooh, I feel that in my forearm. Bring that arm in front. Get a nice stretch. Okay, roll your shoulders. Bring one hand to the opposite side of your head and pull that ear down to the opposite shoulder. Mine might not move today, that's okay. You can put this hand underneath your butt to get a bit more of a stretch. Same thing, put your other arm down, opposite ear to opposite shoulder, and this is just a gentle stretch. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. I do have my Venmo stuff posted on my Facebook page. If you are able to help, it's always very helpful. I feel like this is going to become more of a normal way that people work out. So whether you guys want to give me input on if you think like Zoom meetings would be better, and then we can kind of go, if you think that would be easier, just let me know. But I think that we can probably continue to do mat classes like this. It might fit everybody's schedule a little bit better. If you have any comments, I would love to hear them. If any suggestions. Zuzu, say bye. All right, bye guys. Thank you so much.